Hello and welcome. I hope all of you are happy, sound, and safe. As global warming and climate change has been on the center stage for a very long time, this whole pandemic situation has taken a new arbitrary twist. Yes, our nature has finally healed itself to an extent. What do you think? Haven't we? So, on that positive note, let's begin this session. In this session, we will be welcoming this new change and also learning how to make the most out of it. Welcome to today's Expert Gyan session. You're with Tanya Vinod, Media and PR Executive at 9SEM. 9SEM is India's only skill based digital learning platform which provides training and guidance to engineering students and aspirants of core and non IT industries. We as 9SEM always are constantly trying to promote our engineers and also give them the best of content so that they are knowledgeable and industry ready when all this pandemic situation is over and when they are in the workforce, they are benefited the most. In this session, we'll be discussing the tips and also the major misconceptions that we have about renewable energy. The topic for our session today is very interesting. It's essence of green energy for low carbon economy. The sound has a lot of words, but it isn't as confusing as it seems. Today, we have with us Mihir Mahajan. Mihir Mahajan is an electronic and communications engineer. He's also an entrepreneur. He's an renewable energy enthusiast who also has expertise in solar power. So we will be learning from him and clearing all our misconceptions that we have about renewable energy. So without further ado, let's get started. Let's stream Mihir Mahajan to our session. Hi Mihir.
Hi, good evening, everyone. It's
Yeah,
an honor to be here.
it's an honor for us to have you, Mihir. Thank you for joining us
Thank you very
today.
much. Thank you very
Yeah, it's
much.
good to finally meet you,
Yeah,
Mihir. So, so Mihir, so as our name suggests of our topic, it's it's about renewable energy. So, renewable energy has been a common terminology that we've heard, in our school days and everything. But I believe that there are a lot of misconceptions and a lot of unknown, there's a lot of misconception about that topic. So,
absolutely.
yes. So, what do you actually mean by renewable energy and how can it be achieved?
Um, See, right now, whatever electricity or energy we obtain, the method which is used for producing that electricity, it actually plays a big impact on our environment and our society, and that impact is negative. It is affecting us negatively. So renewable energies resources are resources which don't hamper our environment or our health for that matter and give you electricity which is renewable. That means it does not go extinct in the future. That energy will always be produced whenever you run out of it. That's renewable energy.
Okay. Yeah, it's a basically it doesn't exhaust it. We can it's plenty.
Yeah.
So what is how is green energy and renewable energy similar or different? Is it similar or different?
It is quite similar. The only thing is green energy does not harm the environment or the natural resources around it. They are not hampered by this energy. That's the only thing which green energy signifies.
Okay. It is quite similar, you mean?
Quite similar, yeah.
Quite similar. Okay. So how did you come across this industry? You did electronics and communication.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
yes.
Yeah,
So how did this interest you?
my background isn't really relevant to this field. So when I was in third year, second semester, I participated in this competition, which was organized by Dassault Systems. It was
Mhm.
about designing a solar vehicle. And so I was leading a group of three. me including, it's three. So we came across a lot of challenges. Like I'm an electronics engineer. My colleagues are from electronics and mechanical department. So we each had to learn about other domains. Like it was completely new to us. So while
Mhm.
exploring all this, I was in charge of the energy part. Like how do you energize that vehicle? So we used a solar panel in our design concept. And so while going through all of it, in my opinion, I always thought that these solar panels, they don't really give you that much output as much you really expect. Because I was in a big misconception that solar panels, they need sunlight, but that's wrong. That's completely wrong. They only need light, because it's called photovoltaic technology. So it harnesses photons, which is light, and generates electricity. So after we won the competition, I found myself exploring more things related to this industry. I thought
Mhm.
that I should probably explore it more, because it's in the future. When you read about it, you know even India has big plans. India plans to generate around 170 gigawatts of solar energy powered electricity by the next few years. Yeah, that's how I got into this industry.
That's a very interesting story, Meher. I
Yeah,
mean,
thank you.
yeah, but kudos to you. I mean, finally you
Yeah,
realized your interest
yeah,
in,
yeah, yeah,
yes, which is great. I mean, solar energy is the next future,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
renewable energy to be precise.
yeah,
So, uh, so Mihir, can you give us an idea about the business model of this renewable energy
yeah, yeah,
industry?
sure,
Yeah.
sure.
So,
So these, solar energy systems, they are, you know, mainly classified into two types. One is on grid and one is off grid. So when it's on grid, the energy is not stored, but it is metered and it can be sold to people. Okay. And when it's off grid, you have an inverter, you have a battery which stores the energy. Okay. So
mhm,
according to these two categories, government produces different rules. So right now, you know around 1 or 2 years back, the Electricity Board Commission of India, all the Indian authorities, they found out that people are, using this for free, like the on-grid systems, that they don't store it, but they harness it and they sell it. It's metered, and
mhm,
so basically their own business was cut off from from people's life. So they
mhm,
had a big problem with that. So then they made few changes. They made few rules that even if you are harnessing this electricity and not storing it, you're selling it, you need to pay a certain cut to the electricity board of your city. So
mhm,
that's how all these things work. So considering all these things, if you are looking to start a business in this industry, you really need to know, what category of systems are you going to sell, because there are rules for everything. You cannot go across those rules. And one more thing is that even if you are planning to sell both kind of systems, this industry is not really something which comes under bare essential. It's like you are just replacing what's there with a better equipment. It just doesn't hamper the environment, and it gives you free energy. It's cheaper on the long run. So
mhm,
knowing all these things, your business model, it really needs to be focusing on, why you are selling this. That's the question, because convincing someone to buy this system, these systems cost more than 1 lakh rupees. 1 lakh rupees is the base cost.
base
Convincing
cost.
someone to buy this, it's difficult. You need to have a clear vision that why you are selling this. Okay. So your business model should be focusing on all the aspects, like marketing, sales, even your designing, that how you want to sell the product, and how customers, they think that the panel doesn't look good here. you know, at the end of the day, you are right. You know that where the panel will give them the best outcome. So, it should really be focused on convincing them, for that matter, that this is there, this is good, and why we are selling it to you, why you should buy it, and you should not have a problem with how we are going to implement it on your infrastructure. So, yeah,
Hmm.
that's how the business model works around this industry.
Okay. So basically, for people to adapt the change
Yeah,
is very
yeah,
difficult because they've been so used to the regular
yeah,
the source that they have been using all
yeah,
this while. It's difficult. Okay.
yes,
So
absolutely.
yeah, so I think we'll be having a PPT where you'll be
Yeah, sure,
explaining so
sure.
that our audience are way more clear about
Yeah,
this industry. Yeah. So I think
yeah,
let's watch a PPT and then find out.
yeah, sure.
Yeah. I think next slide.
Yeah, next slide. Yeah, so, again, I said India has big targets when it comes to renewable energy. Recently, during the lockdown, Narendra Modi he initialized the implementation of a big plant in Madhya Pradesh.
Hmm.
All of you must have come across it in news. So, yeah, India has a target of achieving 170 gigawatts uh,
Okay.
till 2030 at least. Yeah,
Yeah.
next.
Next. Yeah.
Okay, so for a graduate student, if he wants to, work in this industry, so I'll tell you that solar industry is the biggest renewable energy industry right now in India, because, selling these things are, much easier than other renewable energy resources. So, there are two, three things where you can explore yourself while trying to get into this domain. First is, there are certain softwares which are used for designing these systems. For, I'll name you a software called PV Syst. So that
Hmm.
software is widely used in India. Then, there are softwares like AutoCAD Electrical and CATIA, which is used for designing uh, panels or all the systems. And if you're someone who's not really interested in the technical stuff but want to get in this industry just for exploring, or if you just like the motive, you can try to focus on, the business part. Like, people in this industry are right now, they are looking for business associates. They're looking for sales, marketing. They're looking for accounts section, because they have laid off many people right now due to the pandemic. So they are focusing to, get more numbers on their side. Yeah, next.
Next.
Yeah. So the thing is, our government is very supportive when it comes to green energy or green business, for that matter. And one might think that business needs money. That's that's true, but it doesn't have to be your own money. So
Hmm.
our government has different plans. They are they. I can give you an example. There is this organization called MSME, micro, small, medium enterprises. If you register your business firm under them and you approach them, they'll give you a form to fill. They'll have an inspection committee. will ask you questions about your business plans. And if they approve it, they'll give you up to 10 lakh rupees of investment as a subsidy. Again, this is not a loan, this is a subsidy. So it's very beneficial because they just charge you 2% of the profit you earn on every product you sell. So it's very good.
Yeah,
And
it's a very good initiative from our
yeah,
government to do so. I
yeah,
think
yeah,
all the people who are watching here, I
yeah,
think please take a note of this information. I
yeah,
think if
yeah,
you want to step into that, and if you
yeah,
are struggling with financial
yeah,
issues, I think
yeah, yeah,
this is an eye opener for them. Like,
yeah, absolutely. And one more thing is even the big, investors, the big VCs, they're always looking towards investing into the future. So, if you have a good idea of starting your own business in this domain, you can always approach them. They'll at least listen to you. That's the big thing. And yeah, so that's about it. And you need to understand that this industry works on contract basis, like
yeah.
starting from your own employees to your customers. Everything works on contracts because the rules are set by our own government. Okay. So that's how it works.
Mm-hmm.
Next.
That's brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah. So some of you might want to get into the core of this industry. So I'll tell you a few things. Firstly, there's no such specialization in India as of now. But if some of you are aspiring to, come pursue a master's abroad, Europe is the most desired location for pursuing a master's in renewable energy, not just solar energy, because they implement it highly.
Mm-hmm.
Countries like Germany, Denmark, Netherlands, all these countries are really looking towards this industry. They're already working with this industry, so you can opt for pursuing a master's there. For preparation, these European countries, the top level institutes and universities consider a GRE score. I hope you all know what GRE is. So you can go through that exam, and then there's a language exam for English, and there are certain,
IELTS.
yeah, yeah, IELTS, and then there's the German level exams where you can learn their language. Cost is also quite less compared to USA and Canada when you go to Europe. Germany, for example, has no tuition fee. It's just living costs there. And even other countries like Netherlands and Denmark, they are, their pricing is half compared to what they charge you in the US. Yeah, this is a very futuristic stream.
Approach. Yeah.
Yeah, it's still in progress. They are still developing new things. They
Mm-hmm.
want to reach new levels of efficiency. So yeah, and again, Europe has some wonderful scholarship schemes like
Mm-hmm.
Erasmus Mundus, and from India also, there are few companies who provide scholarships, like Tata itself. So yeah, you can go through all that. Yes.
Mm. Okay. But one needs to be from the background of engineering, right, to pursue this
Yeah, yeah.
master's.
Mechanical, electrical, electronics, all these three branches, they are most welcome to pursue the masters.
Okay.
And yeah, this is not just your marks and all that. You really need to build a profile for pursuing masters. You need to be on
Okay.
relevant terms. You need to do relevant courses, projects, or yeah, you need to have some experience in this field. Yeah,
Okay.
that's about
Yeah. So
it. Next.
they will have a background check before they take you
Yeah,
on
obviously. Yeah.
what you. Okay. I think that's very clear. Yeah. Next slide.
Yeah, so now some of you might really question yourself about this, like, am I really that person who can handle working for someone else, or I should start my own business. It really starts from you. You should always ask yourself this question, that why am I thinking about this? Why am I thinking like this? If you start asking yourself these questions, you'll be finding those answers very soon. And if you're not sure about both of them, I will insist you on exploring through internships. There are amazing internships available right now. Right now, you can apply for them all over India. If you search for energy internships in India, you get many options there. So yeah,
Okay.
next.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah. So what if you're not sure about the stream itself? Yeah. So there are amazing platforms like Coursera and EDX, where you can just audit the courses there. There are there are good courses by high level institutes provided on this website, and there are certain books which you can refer to. You know, and if you're wondering if what all does this cost, I'm going to tell you the answer is zero. Right now, you get those books on the internet for free. You get those courses for free. So you really don't need to worry about how much it will cost you. You just start exploring it, this industry.
Okay.
Next.
So I think once they take a view of it, they'll understand what is
Yeah,
really.
yeah, yeah,
So yeah. Okay.
yeah,
Uh, So I think we've come to an end with our PPT.
yeah.
Yes. So, Mihir, where I was very once I was reading this article where they mentioned about Singapore,
Okay.
where they said that Singapore is, we always, as you said, even I believed that where there is sun, if it's sunny, you can always solar power is the best resource that you could use. But Singapore they had an article where they mentioned that how the demerit that it had was it was a very cloudy place, even though it is very sunny as of such. So in the same if in the similar way, if we think about India, what is that major challenge that India faces?
In India, there are certain regions like Rajasthan, where
Mhm.
temperature is very high. So
Correct.
the thing about these systems is that higher the temperature, less the efficiency. So one might think that in Rajasthan there is always sun, there is always heat. So these systems might work there efficiently, but that's the wrong answer. It's completely opposite. The systems don't work there efficiently. Plus, they have
Mhm.
more maintenance cost because you have to keep on watering the panels every
Mhm.
few hours. So yeah,
Okay.
the temperature is a big challenge. The other big challenge is topography and elevations. Like, throughout India, there's a big diversity of elevations and topography. These panels are best suited to be facing towards the south, and the degree of inclination it changes, all through the India, all through the locations, the degree of angle changes. So right now, if I'm sitting in Pune, I can tell you that the degree of angle, the degree of elevation is somewhere close to 18 degrees
Okay.
for a solar panel for obtaining the best efficiency. That too, if it is placed facing south. So,
Okay.
you know, these are challenges faced by the designing team, especially because
Mhm.
they are not just there for calculating how much electricity is needed to be generated. It's also, all this infrastructure, all these things. Yeah,
Okay. 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 I think I did get a clarity about that because as many, even I had a misconception that
yeah.
sunlight, where there is high sunlight, I mean, there's a lot of sunlight. Okay, solar energy would be the best
Yeah,
source.
one thing I would like to tell is that it doesn't mean that even in cloudy season you'll get 100% efficiency. Of course, you'll get a bit lower because the intensity of light is reduced. But Again, it doesn't mean that in rainy season you won't get electricity. You'll get like up to 70 or 80% of the output that is expected. Whereas
Mhm.
when it's a normal day, you'll get 100%, close to 100% of your system.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm clear. Thank you. Thank you for, yeah. So, if you were given an opportunity to make a green policy for our country, what would be that, would be the first thing that would come in your mind? Like, if I
Yeah.
could do this, then it would probably, boost economically and also in terms of, not harming the our environment as well.
Yes, yes. So right now, I had consulted a civil engineer for this, for understanding this, that in Pune, the construction sites, wherever some builder wants to build a new building, if he uses solar panels, solar water heaters, he gets a subsidy from the government itself. You know.
Okay.
So that's why he tries to implement them while constructing his building. So similar to that, I would like to put this rule on small scale industries. They might not be particularly using high machinery or heavy machinery, which requires a very high and constant input of electricity. But small industries like packaging, manufacturing small devices, small equipments, they can definitely use these systems because in the long run they are in profit after all. So I would like to draft a policy which makes it compulsory for them to use this energy.
Okay. I think that's a very good take on it, because that way they are also benefited, and
Yep.
also as, yeah, socially, both environmental wise and also as. But don't you think
Any
again, for a small scale industry,
yeah,
to invest such,
yeah,
maybe you
yeah.
said it's around 1.5 lakhs. So
Yeah.
isn't it a bit struggle for them?
Now I'll
So
tell you something. That 1.5 lakh is for a family of 5 people. Okay, we are talking about a small industry, so obviously the cost is going to go somewhere around 10 or 11 lakhs. So again, the government provides subsidy. The government will pay 50 to 70% of the price that you're
correct.
paying. Yeah. So if they do that, actually, it will be beneficial for the industry and our environment as well.
Okay, yeah. Yes, that's the right answer. Correct. Thank you.
Yeah.
So do you feel that, if let's have a future forecast of like 2020, 2040 per se. So can we see solar cars in our roads
Not
during that time?
really. Yeah. I'll tell you something I learned after the competition I participated in.
Okay.
The thing is, fitting solar panels on a car is not really feasible because it changes the aerodynamics of the vehicles. So, you know, uh, if they make something like a flexible solar panel or something, they can attach it, of course. But
Mhm.
if that's not available, there's this idea which I've come across that it will be a normal electric vehicle, just that the batteries will be charged at a station which is powered by solar energy.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
so they'll
So
have to keep
that's
charging.
yeah. So like if you are going to increase the cost of that vehicle just by adding a solar panel, which is already expensive, so
Hmm.
it doesn't really make it, a customer friendly product.
Correct. Yeah.
Instead, if the charging stations are powered by solar panels, the customer doesn't have to pay for that solar panel
Ab-
directly, at least.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I think that's a very good thought. I mean,
yeah,
yeah, that's a very nice perspective of looking at this, because
yeah,
as you said, car itself is an expensive commodity to most of the,
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
in terms of, if you see our country itself,
Yeah,
not, yeah, so it is. So if there is a solar panel, then it's again a burden to them.
yes, yes.
Thank you. Then next, yeah. So you are also an entrepreneur. So where did, yeah. So what was your inspiration to start this company of yours, which is
My
Surya Energy,
ins-
the name?
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. My inspiration was, to get these solar energy systems to, small scale industries. Or, I was trying to target farmhouses for the matter of fact, because
Mhm.
farmhouses are places where people go like, 10 times maximum in a whole year. At the same time, they have to pay the electricity bills, which they are not even using the electricity. So instead, if they stop paying it completely and mount a system which keeps on generating electricity, and they can use it as and when they require it. So it's beneficial for them only in the long term. So that's how this works. Then I also tried to shift my attention towards residential areas. So I'll tell you about a project I had in my hand. So
Okay.
there's this residency. They wanted to power their clubhouse with the solar panels. Reason being, the cost of the electricity bill of their clubhouse for 1 month was around 11,000, which is quite high. Of
Mhm.
course, they use it too. There's a gym and there's all sorts of things which is used. But if they invest 2 lakh rupees right now, and just imagine for these panels, they have a lifetime of 25 years. After 25 years, their efficiency starts reducing.
Okay.
So for 25 years, they are in a profit if they install this system. Not exactly profit, they're at least they're saving their own money.
Correct.
Yeah, that's my motivation. My motivation is to really reduce the unnecessary expenses of people and provide them holistic solutions which are environment friendly.
Yes. Yeah, that's a very good take on it. Again,
Yeah,
why waste? Why waste
yeah,
the money?
yeah, yeah.
So it's all, yeah. So solar energy, in terms, it's always, the investment, and also in a longer run, it benefits you.
Yes, yes.
That's the whole, even the
Yeah,
whole renewable energy itself. It's only the initial investment. Rest everything is at the
yeah,
profit
yeah, yeah.
scale. Yeah. So I have a few questions from our
Okay,
audience. So
sure.
they, I'll get back to you with that question. So the first question is, can you give some insight for all those who want to have their career in this renewable energy sector?
Okay. Yeah. So, if you really want to enter this sector, firstly, there are courses provided by our government itself. They are like 3 day camps by MSME. The fees is also very less. It's like 2 or 3 thousand. You can register for them. It's all over India. It will come in a local newspaper also that they are starting this session. And in that session, the person will tell you everything about the industry from from scratch, like how the business uh, of this industry really works. He'll also teach you the basic technical things that you need to know, like how you need to calculate or measure of quality, how you can measure the quality of the systems you are going to provide, or what kind of cables or wires are best suited for this kind of systems. So once you start there, and if you find it interesting, of course, you can read books online. You can go through various online courses which are free, and yeah, so that's how you start building your own profile. And when you are confident about this industry, you can approach companies, on various job portals like Indeed or LinkedIn itself, and you can apply to them. Of course, you'll be mentioning these skills, and once they call you for the interview, it's the same thing that they're going to ask you. This industry, right now, it doesn't really have a very wide aspect towards it. There are very limited things to learn right now because the research and development is already going on. If you are someone who's looking towards working in the research and development sector, you need to understand how silica is basically used for making these panels and all that stuff. So that comes into the chemistry section. Okay. If you are an engineer, you can work towards the design team, which calculates the requirements, and produces the best possible solution for your customers. Yeah,
Okay.
that's about.
Yeah. I think yeah, that was very clear. I think so. You again, as mentioned, you can always go and attend it. So, what is when does this MSME, right?
Yeah,
Every this happens every year
every year,
or
and yeah, every
during
year, and
which time, sir? If you could mention, like
I think
which
I
during.
think I think they do it every 2 months or something.
Okay.
So, yeah,
Okay. So
yeah,
every 2 months, it is
yeah.
held.
Even if you Google solar energy business course
Hmm.
near me or in India, you'll find them. They're not just MSME. There are other government organizations. We are also trying to pursue people to get into this industry. So yeah, they are conducting these seminars all over India.
Okay. Okay. I think. Thank you. So let's move to the next question.
Yes.
So next question is so considering the exponential growth of renewable energy in our country, do you feel India would become a global superpower in the next 5 to 10 years? This is asked by Varshini Varshu. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, definitely. Our Prime Minister Narendra Modi has, allotted a huge amount of funds for this sector, especially solar energy sector. And yeah, definitely this will be a big workforce in the next 5 to 10 years, on par with the software systems or software sector. This this sector will also be there. Yeah, definitely.
So definitely it will be a global
Yeah.
superpower.
Yes.
Yes. So next question. Yeah. Yeah, as we know that China has 94% of world's silicon and germanium and also holds monopoly over the clean energy technology. In which way our country India can become renewable energy big shot? This is asked by Prerna Sharma. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. See, right now, this is a fact that China, it is the king right now. You cannot defeat them for what they, have in their own soil. And
Okay.
in India, there's only one company called Zodiac, which is based in Gujarat. They are manufacturing solar panels from scratch, and they are a big company in India. So about their panels also, the methods which they are using to make these panels out of silica found in India or other places. That silica has a different chemical composition compared to the silica we get in China. So
Mhm.
again, if you are trying to manufacture solar panels or solar cells in India, it's going to be, you know, a lengthy process compared to what China is doing these days. So as of now, we don't have an edge over them if it comes to silica or germanium, but we have an edge. What we have an edge is India itself. Like, the region, it has a tremendous amount of sunlight in India. Like per square foot, you can generate five up to 5 kilowatts of electrical energy. So that's a huge advantage for us.
Huge
Yeah,
advantage, yes.
yeah,
So if you say if so in maybe next 5 to 10 years, if we come up with a technology, can we start making solar panels?
yes, yes. If we can, find a substitute for the silica
Substitute.
which is produced in China, we can do it.
We can.
Yeah,
Okay, but it's yet to be found.
it's a yeah.
Yet to be found. Okay. So the next question is, What is the role of carbon footprint and how it leads to climate change and global warming? This is by
Okay.
S. Chaube. Yeah.
Carbon footprint is like, a standard which is defined, which is used for defining how much of carbon emission is produced, okay, on a daily basis. So it is just a value, okay, to start with. It just signifies that how much carbon is produced, and the more amount of carbon is produced, it's bad for the environment. So yeah, global warming is directly proportional to your carbon.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's quite clear. So, next question is, can electrical vehicle minimize carbon emission in 2020?
Yes, absolutely, because our conventional vehicles, they leave out gas, and those gases are, bad for our environment, and they contribute significantly towards carbon emission itself. So yes, electrical vehicles are considerably eco-friendly, and 100% eco-friendly if they are energized using renewable energy sources.
Okay, so it does, yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you. I think we have come to an end of our session.
sure.
Uh, Thank you for joining us, Mihir.
Yeah,
I think you've cleared a lot of misconceptions that we had about renewable energy, about solar power. I think anybody who's watched this entire session has, had a very insightful and a very knowledgeable session. Thank you for joining us,
thank you.
and
Yeah,
yeah, and it's a pleasure for 9SEM to have you, and all the best for your future. And
sure.
thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, hi guys. So, we have come to an end of our session now. So, we would like to thank each and every person who's constantly been a support for 9SEM. We as 9SEM is always is grateful and thankful for the love and support that we receive. It gives us immense encouragement to bring out videos and to bring out content for you every Thursday and every Sunday. So do like and do share the content if you like it, and also support us and also be a part of, if you are interested to be a part of 9SEM's Meet the Engineer session, you can always write to us. We are on all the social media platform. You can also write to us about, give us feedbacks on what is the kind of content that you would like to watch. We're all in for it, guys. So we as 9SEM is always looking forward to grow and make sure that all the engineers out there are benefited through us. And after all this pandemic situation, there shouldn't, as 9SEM, we would love to contribute to this full change of the engineering ecosystem that we have, where we face a lot of unemployment, where we face a lot of, people who are from different industries. I mean, who are from the electric or from the technical industries, they do end up in IT industries, which is not something that they've studied in. So that should not be a situation in the current future. That is what 9SEM is constantly trying to change. So we need your support, we need your love. Thank you. Thank to everybody who takes their time out and watch our session. And have a great week ahead. Thank you.